Hi, good morning, class. How are you holding up in this self-isolation quarantine world, the kind of world that we talked about in the movie Contagion? We didn't talk about it, but 2011 there's a flick called Contagion, which has got perfectly the same kind of environment as we are probably living in now. And the purpose of this video and any subsequent video in continuation to what I'm recording right now would be regarding that module 3 that we were covering in class. We could not cover it completely, and you have a person who's already coming in and teaching you module 4. So I realized that if I could have a static content loaded on the internet, you can actually access it from any place in the safe corner of the world that you're in, and you can still understand what I'm saying, and I can teach you from here as well. I no problems and no issues with that. So my only expectation from you is that please keep the handout with you. ठीक है अपना अपना handout अपने साथ रखिए, and the content that I'm delivering would pretty much match up with what you've already received in the handout that I've given to you, and you have the complete handout, so that is not an issue with you, right? So if you remember, or from whatever that we had covered, one of the things that I wanted to tell you is that even though we had covered some part of the module and then we were left with some, I decided to start from the scratch. That is the beginning of the module, so that the entire recording that I make, or any set of recordings that I make, they would be completing that entire module, right? So I am there, my voice is there, my lecture is there with you at all times. So this particular module introduced to you a few basic topics. It talked about how information technology is used by legal professionals. We have issues related to digital forensics and digital safekeeping. And because we would be talking about digital forensics, I will also be covering computer crimes. Reason being that you cannot talk about evidencing till you are aware of what is it that is wrong with this whole world. I don't intend to be recording a 1 hour lecture, so I'll be making short modules. जैसा मेरा मूड करेगा तो मैं छोटे छोटे nuggets बना के उसे float कर दूंगी. And well, ठीक है. Now, one of the things that I really require from you is that if you have any questions from me, you can put those questions in the comment section, so I can respond to you there, right? Or I can at least take it up on the personal window with you. I have all your secret WhatsApp numbers with me, so don't worry about that. Okay. So let us start with the very first topic. What we covered in class 2, we talked about how information technology can be used by legal professionals. And although you will kind of reading material that you use, you'll find a lot of categorizations, but हमने class में भी बोला था कि there are three, THREE, so three. There are three ways that a lawyer and information technology are bound to intersect, and these are basic IT support, information retrieval and reasoning systems. कौन से तीन है? Basic IT support, information retrieval and reasoning system. Okay, and in basic IT support, word processing software has been of phenomenal value to lawyers in the 1980s, right? Lawyers were using WordPerfect 4.2 and WordPerfect 5.1. Later on, the world switched to MS Word, and the lawyers did too. And they are word processing is one of the commonest applications utilized by lawyers. For the exchange and management of information, there is a dedicated software. So when I talk of point number 2, information retrieval, we are looking at two kinds of sets of application. You are looking at document information systems, and you're looking at workflow management systems. So the document information system will keep track of the location, the virtual or the physical one, of the documents which are there within an organization. But a workflow management system, okay, workflow management system, flow of work. So workflow management system focuses on the support of processes within the organization, and it administers in particular deadlines. So database management systems are significantly used here. DBMS, the database information is stored in a structured manner, and in the legal circles, a database is defined as a collection of independent works, data, material which are arranged in a logical, systematic, methodical way, and they are accessible by electronic and other means. And this information, which is carried in a database, can be found either by browsing through it or by formulating the search queries. The general term that's for this entire process is called as information retrieval. The third, the third purpose where IT and law again, intersect are reasoning systems. Very exciting. I believe that we talked about artificial intelligence in module 2, and this is where your AI will kick in. And these reasoning systems are beyond just storing and processing of information. There are three levels of reasoning system. You have the first one is case-based reasoning, where the knowledge of precedents is basically represented. Precedents are the previous law cases. They are represented by relevant factors of precedents. Okay, and basically the system facilitates drawing analogies between whatever is that legal case that is at your hand and the previous similar cases with a desired outcome, and it can even tell you how the precedents, either the judgment or some part of the content, how is it different from the case that you are having at hand, right? So it's essentially telling you, you load in a case and it will tell you the past cases which have been probably arranged on the basis of a few keywords, and it will tell you that what were the decisions and which of the cases can support your case at hand. The second one that you have is a knowledge based system. So it is rule based, and it has three parts. So it has a knowledge base, a base of knowledge where the domain knowledge is presented. Okay. Second, you have a mechanism for inference, that is, you can make inferences, and the reasoning mechanism can be which is the second one, that is your inference mechanism. It can be forward chaining or backward chaining. So in case of forward chaining, the system starts with the conditions of the rules. If the condition of a rule are satisfied, the system can chain the conclusion of the first rule with conditions of another rule in the knowledge base. Forward chaining is helpful if the outcome of a case is not known. Backward chaining is helpful if it is helpful to underpin the possible outcome, because it works the other way around. First, the conclusions of the rules are looked at. In case of the conditions of a particular rule are satisfied, then these conditions can be linked to the conclusion of another rule in the knowledge base. Third one that you have is neural networks. Okay, so neural networks is again a very exciting field, and I will not even call it upcoming because it's already recognized. A lot of research in different domains is happening in neural networks. It works completely different from the previous two systems. You want to mimic the human brain, that the thing that we have, right inside our skull. You want to mimic the way it works, and the neural network consists of knots and links, and they can be compared to the neurons and synapses of the brain. Okay, and essentially I would say that a neural network is organic, and you can keep on adding layers and layers to it, so it has the possibility to grow. There are a lot of artificial intelligence or applications in law, and they can include logic programming, robotics, rule-based expert systems, speech recognition, natural level language understanding जिसको वो कहते हैं natural language processing NLP, artificial vision, neural networks, machine learning, fuzzy logic, optical character recognition, natural language interfaces to your online research databases. So basically, we've already talked of NLP, so an application of that only. Speech recognition, handwriting recognition. You remember that case where the murder mystery of person was solved because the neighbor's Alexa had picked up the laugh of another Alexa. So the world is really becoming very complicated now. Handwriting recognition, language translation, automatic categorization, expertise profiling, and you have a lot of electronic discovery products such as Atenex and Valora. The AI topics with more specialized relevance to the legal world include conceptual retrieval. You have legal expert systems. You have software that helps in argumentation. Deontic logic, the logic related the science, the philosophical sect talking about permissions, right? Obligations and permissions. Case-based reasoning, intelligent tutoring, document modeling. And you have a lot of commercial applications already available with reference to AI. So for inferencing systems and rule engines, you have smart rules and Gyan 47. For practice system engines and associated products, you have CAPS, Logics, SmartWords, Juricas. For document assembly, you have Hot Docs and Ghostfill. For document disassembly tools, you have there's one software called QShift by Ixio48. You have markup tools. They turn the document models into automated drafting systems, and this is something done by Deal Builder and business integrity. That is how a lawyer would use information technology. So, like usually we don't see any parallels, but there are a lot of parallels today. The second topic that we were looking at was client data, and I've already told you, like, even when we were not discussing this topic, I've told you that be very careful on the internet because you may or may not realize it, but there's a lot of digital footprint that you leave on the net, and there are a lot of websites and other agencies that are keeping an eye on you. So when you visit a website, when you buy a new pair of shoes from Amazon, or you browse for something on, websites that you shouldn't be visiting, everything has been recorded somewhere. Someone has seen you coming to their place. That is how you see it. Now, there are four kinds of information that websites can gather about you. You have personal data, you have engagement data, you have behavioral data, and you have attitudinal data. And please understand that personal data is categorized into personally identifiable information and non-personally identifiable information. You have personally identifiable information where you can directly be understood as somebody or that is that as somebody that is your identity is extremely clear to the other party that who's coming, right? So personal identified information is again divided into two. You have linked information and non-linked information. And linked information is, for example, you fill in your complete name, your physical address. Believe me, there are a lot of sites where we do this, and imagine where that information would go. We don't really realize it. Your email address, number of us have our full names in the email IDs. I'm shilpa.sankpal at xyz.com. Login details. All right. Every time you log in, websites will keep a tab of when you've logged in and everything. Your license number. So India doesn't have Oh, sorry. You need to contribute money and get me a band-aid. Oh, social security number. So we don't have social security here, but we do have your Aadhaar card. So that credit and debit card details, not only the debit card, but by the numbers of your debit card, the other agency understands whether it's a MasterCard or a Visa card. You give in your CVV number, right? So that's very potent information. The date of birth, the phone number, the linkable information is Truecaller पे हमने अपना first name डाल दिया, so first or last name, location, number of websites will ask you that to customize what they are giving to you, please give us your location so that we can show you the best things for your city. So we either give them the city or we give them the permission to access our location. Obviously, that information is captured, the gender, race, and ethnicity, the age group that we are belonging in, and job details. One of the funniest things you'll see is, especially on Facebook, you'll see that people are posting those using those फेक एप्स कि आपका डेथ कब होगा और जानिए आपके पहले प्यार का पहला अक्षर का नाम क्या था. सो यू वांट टू फाइंड आउट वेदर द ऐप कैन एक्चुअली गेस कि आपके पहले प्यार का पहला नाम क्या था. ये तो you they'll say कि okay, tell us your name, then you tell us your age, then you tell us your email ID, and just tell us when did you fall in love for the first time. And because you are a sweet angel and would like to know the specific name of your angel Priya, you do it. Actually, इट्स कम्प्लीटली रैंडमाइज्ड. उनको कोई मतलब नहीं, वो RPST कोई भी अल्फाबेट आपको दे देंगे और अगर वो क्लिक कर गया तो you're like, oh my god, this app knows who I fell in love with. और it may not even be true. And some of us are so smart कि हम उसको अपने Facebook के टाइमलाइन पे भी शेयर करते हैं. But the app has actually received what it wanted from you. It knows your name, it knows you're a fool, and it also knows your age. Okay, so that's how it is caught. Number of places when you're registering, they'll talk about where do you work, what's your profile. So the next one that is there is job details, that is put. You also have non PII information that a website would be covering, would be recovering from you. You may not be aware of it. For example, IP address, right? Internet protocol address, cookies that are saved on your system, essential little pieces of software that keep on telling their bosses what you're up to. That is a cookie. And device IDs. So they are basically unique numbers which are associated um, with your device through which you are accessing that website or that service. Tea is very important. So I'll survive the next three headings only because I'm having my tea right now. Engagement data. All right. So how does a customer interact with a brand versus other marketing avenues? So how does the customer behave on the website? Their interaction on the social media regarding a brand. So some people are like huge Nike fans, so they'll purchase a Nike. They'll purchase a Nike shoe. They have also joined a brand community, the official brand community of Nike on Facebook. Obviously, everything is being noted. Or on Instagram, you're following their page, noted. Okay, you liked somebody wearing Nike, noted. You told them that this is the worst Nike ever, noted. So there are number of things that are included here. In engagement data, you can have website and mobile app interaction. So the websites you visit, the app stickiness, all right. The most viewed pages. एक website को visit करने के बाद आप सबसे ज़्यादा क्या देखते हैं, कौन से pictures आप बहुत ज़्यादा देखते हैं. So I may open the website of let's say people.com, but I usually jump directly to the photography section. So this has been noted that even though I land on the home page, I go directly to the photos section, right? The traffic sources. So if you ever run your website on WordPress or your blog, there are small widgets that you can add, and it gives you a lot of pleasure to see all the countries on the global map from where you're getting your flow. Okay. Then you have social media engagement, likes, shares, replies on posts, right? इस फोटो पे 10 लाइक करने वाले को आज भगवान राम के दर्शन होंगे. So post replies, native video views, that is put there. Then you have email engagement. Okay, you have email engagement, and in that you have open rate. Okay, so a spammer would be sending you 20 kind of mails. Okay, so you're looking at the open rate, the click through rate. You just put an order on Mintra, so they sent you a mail confirming that your order has been placed, that they have received your payment, and they've also sent you a link saying that every time you want to track your shipment, that is what you're going to be doing. So you click on that. That is click through. बाउंस रेट, आपको मेल किया, आपके ईमेल अकाउंट ने हमें बाहर कर दिया, बाउंस रेट एंड ईमेल फॉरवर्ड्स. Then kind of complaints and query details that you put in the feedback. So customer service information, and I still remember I discussed with you this case of Flipkart. If you remember that Flipkart had cracked a customer, they realized that there was this fellow, okay, from somewhere in South India, who would place orders for expensive electronic items. He would, when they were received by him, and he would accept them, and then within like 7 days or so, he'll immediately complain to them saying that there's a problem with this device and please change it, and how can Flipkart do this, and I'm going to do this against you and that. And Flipkart has, I think, changed, or every time there was some remedial action that Flipkart did, till somebody noticed that a repetitive service complaint pattern was emerging from a particular individual. And that's when they, obviously, because this person did not know that he was being observed, and then he was caught in that process, and he was asked to return and refund and other things, or he would be taken to court for that. So there is no physical person who's noting down your complaint, but there is a system that where all your complaints are also being put there. So they'll probably be collecting this data to take a call on their service quality, but it can also be put to another use. Paid ad engagement. So ads on Facebook, social media, you have a lot of paid ads, companies that have paid for you to be seeing those kind of ads or that kind of content. So impressions, click through rate, cost per click, and conversions on that basis. So at this point of time, I want to close my class. All right, it's enough for now, and I'll be taking it forward from here. All right. Bye bye. Take care. Please enjoy your day and miss me. Ha. रुक जाओ, वेट कर रही हूँ इसे बंद.